missed a dart for the bull in that deciding leg. And I love that. A complete mess of the handshake. That's what we like. That's how we like to start a final. And we are away. Darren Webster with the throw.
And as well as the honours of a much-needed win on your CV for Darren Webster, these pounds that he's putting in his pocket this afternoon
95.
could also help cement his place in the World Match Play in Blackpool at the end of the month.
Yeah, well, he was, at the start of today, in the penultimate qualifying spot. Only Chris Dobey was below him and qualified for the tournament. £6,000 guaranteed for reaching this stage, £10,000 the winner. That should be enough for Darren Webster. We should be seeing him at the match play for a third time in his career, as that dart just careers around the Metrodome.
Well, it was a high-quality semi-final that we saw here on this stream with Daryl Gurney beating Justin Pipe.
140.
6 180s for Daryl Gurney, 3 for Justin Pipe, but 6-3 the scoreline in Daryl's favour. He actually kicked off the opening leg and the fifth leg with back-to-back 180s, but nowhere near the maximum, sadly.
85.
Well, Daryl Gurney has become one of the biggest 180 hitters in the game. His scoring power is right up there. Although you wouldn't know it from those two darts.
62.
Good adjustment. And it's enough to get him to a finish. Oh, is it tops here? Oh, it would have been. It would have been tops from Darren Webster. In the end, though, he'll leave himself double top and force Gurney to try and take out an enormous one, which is not going to happen.
Well, it would have been a lovely way to go, but as it is, he'll be back for double top, Will Webster, to draw first blood in this Players' Championship final. He wants double 10 and hits double 10.
First blood to Darren Webster, just a hold of throw, though.
100.
Darren Webster very, very nearly found himself in all kinds of problems in the semi-finals. He was 5-1 up against Kyle Anderson and seemed to be cruising through to his first PDC final for 4 years, his first ranking final for 12 years.
140.
But it didn't quite work out like that as Kyle Anderson came back at him. He missed 7 match darts before eventually getting over the line, Darren Webster.
Wow.
He cannot afford to do anything like that in this final. Otherwise, the chance of a title surely will be ripped away from him by SuperChin, who quite frankly looks like he's about to take the next step and become an elite level player.
Yeah, well, I mean, you obviously see these guys regularly, especially with the Pro Tour events and the European Tour events now being streamed all the time. And as I said in the semi-final, in the last couple of years, Daryl Gurney has really emerged as one of the bright young stars in the game.
137.
Yeah, he really has. And he's left himself double 12, but he may not get a go at it because 11's for Webster. Bullseye!
76.
So Gurney back for double 12 to get a leg on the board and draw us all square. A decent marker, a nod of the head, and he knew that was a good marker to tee it up with the following dart. So we are all square at 1 apiece here in the final.
140.
Just a ton 40 for Darren Webster. Darren Webster started off the day beating Wes Newton. Wes Newton? 6-5. So he only just came through that one.
46.
But he's seen off Jonathan Worsley, Ron the Bomb Muhlenkamp, Jeffrey de Graaf, a game where he was absolutely fuming. I was watching him from the other side of the hall, stomping around the place as he fires in a 180 in this third leg. Snatching his darts out the board, Darren Webster. He did not look happy. To be honest, you couldn't see the score from where we were stood. It was a big old hall here at the Metrodome. But judging by his demeanour, you would have thought that he was in all kinds of problems. In the end, he shook hands and he'd won 6-4. So
100.
Yes, Daryl hasn't had to come through too many close encounters this afternoon. A 6-2 win over his fellow countryman Brendan Dolan at the start of the afternoon. He hits a ton 70 there. But it's Webster needing 81. One in the bullseye.
56.
Oh, close but no cigar. A big outshot needed by Gurney for 145.
That's not going to happen, but he did force Webster to go the bullseye route with the last
65.
one. So Webster now, rather than say having a go at his favourite double top, he's going to go 9-8. And now it's up for double 4.
Game shot.
And there it is. Darren Webster makes no mistake. It's a 15 darter. 3 holds of throw we've had here.
So ding-dong, a ding-dong battle as we might expect in this final so far, but early doors.
85.
The way the cream has risen to the top this afternoon, you would expect this to be a close affair, whoever was to prevail from the 128 players that
140.
started the afternoon.
Well, look, it's not really a surprise to see Daryl Gurney in this final. I know it's a depleted field with some of the big boys away on the World Series stuff, but
100.
Daryl Gurney, this is his 4th Pro Tour final this year. Obviously the one he won, then there was the one the following day where he lost to Joe Cullen, but he made another one and was beaten by Peter Snakebite Wright, the world number 3 and
100.
UK Open champion. He had made a PDC final before. It was last year in the European Tour, where he was only beaten by Michael van Gerwen at the Dutch Darts Masters. You expect Gurney to be competing in the latter stages of tournaments. Less so Darren Webster, but look at the darts he's throwing.
Yeah, another maximum for Webster. His second of the match and gets him down to a finish.
100.
But Gurney tidies up nicely to come back for a 2-darter should Webster not take out this 136. But here we go. He wants 8-8. Oh, just
128.
inside.
5 perfect darts in a row from Darren Webster, but the 6th at 8-8, not quite where it needed to be. Daryl Gurney has left himself 85. Is treble 15 or treble 19? He may go 19s. It is the 19s route he went. Now he looks at 16s. And now it's the button.
60.
Wow, doesn't do it. Doesn't do it. And Webster now to extend his lead, looking at 4, 2.
Game
And
shot.
hits 2. So a 2-leg advantage Webster has over the Northern Irishman here. First to 6, remember.
These two have met 7 times before.
100.
Gurney shades the head-to-heads 4-3. However, they've met 3 times this year. And one of those times, Darren Webster did
96.
register a win. It was a deciding leg win in Milton Keynes. But the last time they met was in Wigan. That was a deciding leg win for Daryl Gurney. It would not surprise you if this goes close.
60.
We could be getting our money's worth in the final then. The final leg decider may be as Gurney looks to fill it up.
140.
Has to settle for a ton 40.
$83.
Gurney has stolen the darts here. He's looking on the 19s because if he finds a trouble with his last dart here, well, no, he's going back up to the treble 20.
43.
5 19s would have left the 170. As it is, he's unable to leave a finish.
98.
No such problem for Darren Webster, leaves 160. Threatened to take out the 136 a moment ago.
Gurney could do with a big treble here.
94.
Does it with his last start, but who will get over the line first in this 5th leg? Gurney will be back for this
100.
1-2-8.
It's shots like this that can change the course of games, starting on the 18s. Oh, he strayed into the treble 1. Treble 20 would leave him tops.
88.
And that's exactly what he's done. But Webster should get 2 darts here for a 4-1 lead. Double top he wants.
Game
And
shot.
double top he pins. Darren Webster, the Demolition Man, is 2 legs away from just a 2nd PDC ranking title of his career. He did win a tournament 4 years ago, beating Joe Cullen at the Irish Masters. It wasn't a full-on ranking tournament. It was put on by the PDC, but look, that's not going to trouble the record books as Darren Webster, PDC title holder. The one that he did win was in 2005. It has been a long, long time coming.
58.
But Darren Webster, over the last 12 months or so, has been playing the best darts of his life. And he underlined that last night in qualifying for one of the European tours, beating Paul Nicholson 6-0 last night with 120 average. His legs are in 11 darts, 12, 13, 11, 12 and 16. Well, not for that 16 darter at the end. It could have been 125, could have been more as Daryl
Superb.
Gurney. His first 180.
Yeah, a much needed first 180 for Gurney.
100.
But the close affair we were expecting at the moment is very one-sided, and probably in terms of the rankings and the form book,
48.
we probably wouldn't have predicted this scoreline after 5 legs of darts.
True, but Darren Webster was 5-1 up on Kyle Anderson in the semis, and it went all the way to a deciding leg. There is some way to go in this one yet. But too many loose darts into the one for Daryl Gurney, and it's
41.
costing him, and that's just 41 scored. It's not enough to get to a finish. Webster should leave himself handy. He could leave himself very, very handy. Very handy indeed.
135.
Wow. Gurney not on a finish, so for a 5-1 lead
134.
and a chance to go to within 1 leg of victory. He wants 87, so he wants double 18, double 9 now, the dreaded double 9, but
shot.
not dreaded for Webster. He's 1 leg away from the Players' Championship 15 title.
That was a leg where Gurney threw first, hit a 180, and a brilliant setup shot to leave himself tops, and he still lost it. Darren Webster
140.
has been the better man over the first 6 legs of this. He was in this position in the semi-finals, and he very nearly lost it. He had to survive a match dart from Kyle Anderson. Gurney
57.
needs to turn it on right now. He did come back against Joe Cullen on that Sunday, the day after he won his maiden PDC title. He came from
100.
behind, and he gave himself darts for the title. Missed that 1 dart at the bullseye, and Joe Cullen chipped out and claimed his first PDC title.
140.
But he needs to find some similar inspiration here. Well, he needs to rely on Darren Webster. You would think
81.
missing loads of match darts. He missed 7 before he finally got over the line against Kyle Anderson. Surely he's not going to be as generous again.
What can Gurney do
85.
here? Well, that last dart, again, the odd stray dart letting him down, so Webster will be down to a finish first.
140.
And it's a perfect setup shot for Darren Webster. He leaves himself tops for the title. Nobody had taken more than 4 legs off Daryl Gurney all day. And Darren Webster may be about to take 6 in 7.
And there it is, double top, Darren Webster, what delight. He's played superbly all afternoon. And, well, he's an old stager. He's been around a long, long time, but he's lifting a PDC Players' Championship crown here in Barnsley. Daryl Gurney, his fantastic run this afternoon came to an end, and he just could not match Darren Webster. And we'll be back tomorrow at midday, remember, for Players' Championship 16, at the end of which we will know the 32 players who will be going to the match play in Blackpool. But there you can see Dan Dawson down there in front of the board. And here he is speaking now to the winner, Darren Webster.
I've had to drag you from over there. Look at this. A touching moment.
We always have a cuddle.
Always have a cuddle.
This man deserves it. He's been here doing it day in and day out for what, I don't know, 10, 15 years. This man deserves it here. Great player. This man's a role model here.
Yeah, but
A role model. Daryl Gurney, a very gracious loser in a little role model, granted.
The Smurfs.
Darren, how are you feeling?
Well, I had a job to do the weekend, I done it.
We were talking earlier on about the race to the match play. You weren't guaranteed you were going to be there. This has done that, obviously, but what does it mean to you to claim another PDC title? In terms of a ranking title, it has been more than a decade since you played one.
It's a proper PDC title now. I'll get that one in, Dave. Dave.
Yeah,
You know,
proper
about your
PDC
proper
title.
PDC title now. No, it's brilliant, mate, brilliant. You know, I qualified yesterday, had a job to do. And like I said, now I changed my ways and don't think about it anymore. Just come in and play my darts. And I'm practicing well and we're going well.
Beating Daryl and beating him convincingly in the final. I mean, he looks like a player who's about to join the very elite in darts. He keeps getting better and better. That is a big, big performance for you there, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, you know. I mean, yesterday was a big one against Paul as well, you know. I mean, I'm practicing well. I mean, give me, oh, you know I work full time anyway. I love my work, you know. I'd rather be laying slabs. But, no, you know what I mean. I work hard. I come on 2 hours a night. No practicing with a sort of young lad, Jack Main. That he's going to be good as well when he's finished with me. But, no, it means a lot to me, mate. It means a lot.
Darren, twice, for various reasons, you've dropped out of the rankings and come back. I mean, you had injury problems and then you came back. Did you ever think when you started out on those journeys to come back and be a PDC player that you'd find yourself in this position, winning £10,000, beating the best in the world and being a title winner?
I've never feared any of them ever. I think since I've been 4, when I watch them on the telly, you know, and I ain't got no taller, but I still don't fear them, you know. That's always been my thing, but no, this could be the turning point.
The turning point?
Yeah, give them some jip now.
Well, this is it, because the confidence with which you've been playing over the last few months, you've played your best darts on big stages.
Yeah, I'm starting to get there, yeah.
But these tournaments, they do give you clues about who's going to go and do something special in the big TV tournaments, don't they?
Yeah, not like you say they do, but it took me a long time to learn. I'm starting to play okay up there. I mean, I think in the last 2 average 105, 102, and I am hitting better on there. But like Wayne Mardell said, it's easy on the floor, you got to do it up there, but I'm not going to start doing it, I think.
You mentioned your game, it was qualifying last night. You played Paul Nicholson in qualifying for the Dutch Darts Masters, the next European Tour event that will be about September time. This man averaged 120, winning 6-0 in just 75 darts. Yeah. Is that the sort of stuff that you do in practice regularly? Is that the sort of stuff that you believe you can transplant to these stages, these cubicles, if you like, and ultimately the big stages?
I'm world champion 9 times over on a practice board. Do you know what I mean? I practice every night, and feel comfortable. I don't miss a lot, and only practice for an hour and a half, couple of hours at the evening. And but what I'm learning to do is control the way I am. I'm controlling my breathing and controlling me, because I am a bit of a wildfire, as you know. But I'm starting to control myself now.
Cool as a cucumber, isn't it?
Cool as a cucumber. That's what we are, isn't it? Yeah, definitely.
Darren, the fact that it's taken so long to get to this stage where you're a PDC title winner, a proper PDC title winner, I mean, the strides you've made, how much better do you think you could get?
Yeah, definitely. I've got to now take what I'm doing up there consistently. I'm now starting to do it up on the big stage, but I've got to do it consistently, and I think I can. I mean, last year I had, 2 last 16s on the TV, a semi-final. Van Geuren 6-0 up, beat Phil 5-0, 9 dart this year. Now won a title. You never know, Melbourne. Speak to Barry Hearn.
You're a granddad now. Like, you're nearly 50
years
old. Well, yeah, exactly.
In August.
You're playing the best darts of your life. This is an incredible thing. Like, players must look at you and think, well, hang on, if he can be playing like this and playing like this on a regular basis and be better than he's ever been, you must be a source of inspiration for players.
Well, yeah, I ain't started growing yet, I'm on my way. They got it all to come yet. Next 10 years ago, be more years, mate. 50, I don't feel 50, mate. I feel 20 inside, so, I've got to give it to him while I'm still young.
Well, look, Darren Webster, our winner at Players Championship 15, he'll be back tomorrow. He will be at the Bet Victor World Match Play at the end of the month as well. But we're going to have 128 players here at the Barnsley Metrodome in the final tournament ahead of the qualification deadline for the World Match Play. Darren is definitely going to be there. It's going to be a nervy day for a few of the other guys. We'll see you there from 12 o'clock tomorrow.
Not for me.
Not for you at all.
Cheers, mate.
Welcome, mate. Super.
I say stupid shit.